Alright, I don't know what to title this video, and honestly, I don't care anymore, right? So, the only reason knowing the title before you film a video, the reason why it's significant or why some of these YouTubers do it is because whatever the title is, they like to repeat it again to the viewer so the viewer knows, oh, I'm in the right video, I just didn't get scammed. And honestly, that shift of not knowing the title, not knowing what the video is about, and just filming is kind of the shift I want for my YouTube videos. I'm gonna treat these videos like a diary. If anyone doesn't know me, I'm basically trying to grow like software as services now. So I had one that was failed, and before then I was just doing like either a regular job, like a 9 to 5, and then before then I was just drop shipping, right? Um, like all that is to say, like why the hell am I saying this is and why like one of the things I was thinking about making this video is about I think I take life way too seriously. Like even when I mistook what I was about to say, where I was like, oh, I don't know what this video is about. But I said it's like in a weird way, I was like, oh shit, I might as well like end the video again, just restart. But that defeats the whole purpose, right? I want to treat this shit like a diary. I no longer want to really care about like freaking the views I get, if anyone watches or not. Cause basically, like I don't know, bro. In my head, I talked about this in my last video, where I was treating, bro. I treat everything by overthinking so much about it. It's actually dog shit, right? It destroys my brain, and it's like completely the opposite of the philosophy I used to have. And I honestly, like more recently, I don't really feel like myself anymore. So like, if anyone knows me in real life, and the way I always view myself is like, okay, this is what I want to do, and then I just do it, right? I don't give a shit about anything else. I only care about that one thing I want to do, and I don't care about the consequences. I don't care if it has like a 1% chance of working out. I don't give a shit, right? That's just the way I think I was. And more recently, bro, just been overthinking, and oh yeah, oh Mohsen, you think you're so freaking special because you overthink. No, bro, like it's genuinely a shift, and I kind of hate it, like 2 days ago or like not long ago, I used to make videos every day. Like for 155 days, I basically made a video every day talking about my dropshipping journey. Then for a couple months, I just stopped and I privated all my videos. 2 days ago, I came back to YouTube for freaking like 5 hours. I made like two videos in those 5 hours, and then I privated all the videos again. Why is this? Because I overthought about everything. At first, like I'm gonna come to the conclusion and explain it a bit, but before I'm gonna explain while I was brushing my teeth today. I literally thought I love making YouTube videos, right? Like there's if you go to this channel, there's videos from 7 years ago, and there's like 100 other privated videos you can't see right now because a lot of them were like anime music videos where I would just cut up music in anime videos, and those for a long time in high school I did that. So like a lot of them were copyrighted. That's why I can't put them up because there's been times where I've had like two strikes on my channel and a third one, then I'm gone, right? And I like this channel. Not because, oh, it's favored by the algorithm or because it gets views. Honestly, I don't really want to care about that stuff. Um, but what the hell was I gonna say again? All right, so today I was just brushing my teeth and I thought about it. Yo, like, what if I just make videos? I private all of them. I only start posting, and just like watch them again, because one of my favorite things is looking back at a specific day, even in my dropshipping journey when I was talking about, oh, today I did this, and the future already, right? So like there's been times where I thought like a brand was gonna work out like insanely well, and I make the video on it, and then I look back and it's dog shit. And there's other times where I wasn't sure or I had like a certain strategy, and all I want to say to that Mohsin is like, when you're sleep deprived, when you don't know shit, like bro, I wish you just knew the future, right? Like you just want to look back at yourself telling yourself, I just wish you knew the future. That said, okay, so if I like making YouTube videos, then why the hell would you ever stop? Why would you private your videos again? And this comes back to when I was talking about like being unsure of yourself, overthinking, all this stuff. Because I was like, all right, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, even after putting in effort, making videos for years, they just don't get views, right? And then I was like, okay, what if I quote unquote fail? Because no one really watches, like no one really wants to be like any kind of metric. No one really wants to be like worse than even average, right? in any metric. So I was like, okay, what if I'm like even worse than average, even after making like, it just looks pathetic. Some guys making videos every day and no one watches. Then I was like, bro, if you're a dumbass, right? You literally were gonna make privated videos and no one's gonna watch anyways. You know for sure the video view count was gonna be zero. But you'd rather do that than rather like suffer from the embarrassment of like people knowing. Like the only difference between you privating a video and just making it public is people know now that you're dog shit or like no one watches you, versus the other one where it's guaranteed no one watches you, right? So it just doesn't make sense. And the other reason is, bro, like, yeah, like 2 days ago when I came back to YouTube, I like one of the first things I thought of, because my friend told me, bro, just share like the amount of revenue you did slash the amount of users you got. Because like newsflash, a lot of these YouTubers who talk about their business, like especially in the SaaS world, right? Like they a lot of these YouTubers who also have a SaaS, especially if they're bootstrapped. Bootstrap just means you don't raise funding, like you just put your own money into the business. Like if you bootstrap, like when they bootstrap their business and they're YouTubers like with 200k followers, like 200k subscribers, 200k or like 50k subscribers, like a lot of their startups suck, right? Their ideas dog shit. They always talk about some complicated shit. They don't know what the hell they're talking about in marketing. And when they talk, like when they flex numbers, it's actually insane to see that people in the comments are actually congratulating them, right? Because these guys get like 1.5k or 1.5k in revenue for the whole month, and people are like, oh, because they're not in the scene and they just think, okay, those are supposed to be good numbers. Like people are just complimenting them, and I wouldn't have a problem with this, right? But I genuinely believe if these guys, like these YouTubers who talk about their SaaSes, actually did SaaS for a living, right? Actually had no other way of making an income, they would have much better SaaSes, right? Because 1.5k does not sustain you. The way they make their money is via sponsorships, mentorships, courses, etc. Teaching either other people how to make money or talking about some new technology or like any kind of sponsors, right? You get what I mean. Like this is one of the things I hated in like the dropshipping space as well, because everyone was trying to sell you info. And I've, bro, like just watch any of my videos. I've shitted on like this concept of selling info slash just like making money through like a separate separate source, like sponsorships, except the thing you're trying to freaking say you're promoting, like, which is like, oh yeah, I made a startup, bro. Like the shittiest part is the people in the comments have no idea what the hell they're talking about. All this rant was to say, bro, like I was just thinking about, so I'm just gonna be honest, bro. I like on paper, even though I'm not profitable and I'm like or like barely profitable, which is basically not profitable at all, I've still done much better numbers in terms of revenue and like what's it called, revenue and like freaking signups, etc. than basically every YouTuber I've watched, right? Like all these big most of these big YouTubers I've watched who are like whole thing is like startups, right? Oh, I'm gonna make a startup. I do better than them, right? Better as in on paper, because if I show you a freaking dashboard, like a freaking screenshot of my Stripe dashboard or like my Supabase thing, where I'm like my Supabase database, and I'm telling you, oh, these are the amount of users who signed up in the past month, you're like, oh, Mohsen, bro, teach me. No, piece of shit. Realize this, bro. The only reason, like my last startup, I say I failed, even though I had a certain amount. I'm not going to share the amount, and I'm going to explain why. Even though I had a certain amount in signups, even though I had a certain amount in revenue, and even though I was still slightly profitable, I quit for a reason, right? And I'm pretty, like, I quit for a reason. So I know that just by sharing your numbers, a lot of people are going to get the wrong idea that, yo, like this guy knows what's up. Because all of these guys, in my opinion, are insanely stupid, bro. They have very low IQs, in my opinion. These guys were like trying to say, oh yeah, like they watch a video, they're like, oh, 10k revenue? Yo, this is insane. I'm gonna make $10,000. Not knowing that 10k revenue, maybe they're not profiting anything, bro. I've watched these YouTubers say, oh yeah, so I did organic marketing and I have two employees with me, and my database costs were freaking $250 just to not even hosting the website. That's just the database for cost. And then they also talk about with all of that, right? With all of that infrastructure, and then they have AI costs and all of that, and like everything, right? And they're made freaking 1.5K per month in revenue. And people are congratulating these guys, being like, oh, this is great. Like, basically, I don't want that kind of audience. I'd rather have audience like me who are in the game, right? Every day they're trying new shit. They don't know if it's gonna work out or not. Like, that's the kind of audience I want. I just want people to see me, like, not bullshit them. And the reason why I say all this is because, like, 2 days ago, I knew I was gonna get views. I was gonna share how many users I got. I was gonna share how much revenue I did in my first ever startup, in my first ever month of making a startup, all of that. And then I realized, bro, like, do you really want to do that? And then I just freaking privated all my videos. They're back up now, but at that point, I was like, genuinely, I hate YouTube because of this. Because you know the type of people you attract are like people. It's the same like you selling them a dream, right? You're selling them a dream. If I tell you how many sales I did or like whatever, right? How much customers I have, how many signups I had, even though it's a failed startup, by the way, I'm no longer running ads for it. You're gonna now. It's like flashing the Lamborghini. It's what Tai Lopez did to me. Like I made a video about this when I was younger. It's like when I was younger, I bought like a course from Tai Lopez. I was like 14, right? Because he said, "Oh, I'm here in my garage. Look at this Lamborghini. You know what I like more than Lamborghinis? Knowledge. These guys are doing the same exact shit, just showing their Stripe account instead, you know? And even if they say they're not profitable, they still sell a freaking dream, bro. And I hate doing that shit. I would never want to do that shit. That's one of the reasons I sound so pissed. Like, I was thinking about all the pros and cons of, like, making YouTube videos again. And I'm just gonna start, bro, because I don't know anyone else in the software as a service space, even freaking, like, e-com space, right? Like, okay, I know a couple of people in the e-com space who are pretty, like, or like me, right? Every day they're, like, sharing their journey. But in the software space, no one's doing that shit, bro. Like, no one's actually being real with them. And, bro, like, I'm gonna try for as long as possible. And maybe I switch my mindset in the end, right? But at least it's what's gonna keep me making videos for now. For as long as possible, I'm just gonna share exactly my strategies, right? I'm not gonna share my brand. I'm just gonna share my, because like the only reason I'm not gonna share like my software, what's it called? My software companies, one of the reasons is because I switch pretty often, right? So like I had like, for 1 month I had one of them. Now I'm trying to make another one. And hopefully the new ones launch pretty soon. So like I'm not gonna share exactly my brand because I don't know. I like just telling people, oh, I failed this one, I failed this one, I failed this one. People give you so much shit. Like people are like, oh yeah, you could have done this different, you could have done this different, you could have done this different. I just don't want that, right? The next reason why I don't want to share my brand is because when you're in the beginning, bro, if you share like your brand and people know you're doing well, you're gonna have 1,000 different copycats. This is the only, like, one of the reasons I know is because I've looked at other YouTubers who are even small, but they talk about their revenue and, like, people on Twitter as well, right? Like, for example, Cali I. If you just search up Cali I on your, like, on the App Store, there's, like, 1 billion other copycats. And for Cali I, it doesn't matter because they're doing $5 million per month. If I do that shit, and even if I have, like, 3 other or 4 other copycats, and they know my ads, they know everything, then I'm gonna be cooked, bro. So I clearly don't want that. All that being said is, yeah, like I was thinking of pros and cons again, and I realized, bro, there's no way I can escape making YouTube videos. It's just a part of me. Like for the longest time I've made them. There's a video of like freaking 7 years ago, or yeah, I think like 6 or 7 years ago, 5 to 7 years ago, somewhere around there. I'm 15. I'm coding for 24 hours. This is just me, bro. Like I'm not gonna escape making YouTube videos, just like a drug, honestly. Like, yeah, I just don't think I can solve. Every time I think about the pros and cons, I like at the end of the day, even if like logically it just doesn't make sense, I don't care. It's like the same way of freaking heroin addicts freaking shooting up heroin. That's me making these videos, bro. I just can't escape it. Every time when I brush my teeth at night, or every time when I'm pretty sleep deprived, like right now, let me see if I have my phone with me. All right, it's not here. But like every time it's, and right now I think it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. All night I haven't slept. So like every time it's stuff like that when I'm pretty sleep deprived, all I can think about is, bro, okay, I could just easily record this. And I like seeing my journey, bro. I like seeing my journey, and I like seeing myself literally come from freaking absolutely nothing, having no idea what the hell I'm gonna be doing. And just seeing how it goes, right? I'm gonna connect what I said to another point that I just remembered. So how, like, one of the questions you might have is, Mohsin, all right, if you don't share your revenue numbers and you don't share like how much you're doing, like in terms of people who've signed up for your um, startup, whatever, if it's like a web app, it's a mobile app, whatever, right? If like whatever the SaaS is, how are you gonna, like, how will we know? How will you know if the person's watching? How do you know if I'm legit or not? And honestly, I think the best way, if like the all right, the first best way is just like sharing what the hell my numbers are, right? Because if I just share my numbers, you guys are probably gonna trust me way more than the majority of freaking dumbass YouTubers you watch, right? Even though I'm not gonna scam you and I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, this shit was the revenue and this shit was the profit. Look at the different, or like this shit was the revenue. Like, frick, what the hell? This shit was the revenue and this was the cost. So barely, like, freaking the margins are dog shit, right? Like, and these guys are like, oh yeah, this was the revenue, this was the cost, or like this was the revenue, but they don't talk about like the whole cost. And especially even if they do, everyone just congratulates them anyway, like freaking retards, right? I just don't want that for my audience. I want you guys to be like in the space with me, in the trenches, um, um, to whatever you're doing, right? At the end of the day, we're just trying to grow a business. But like another thing is like, okay, how do you know I'm legit? The only way you know I'm legit is by looking at my information. If I'm not gonna share my numbers, the only way is literally to look at my information, right? So I'm gonna go through like concepts that I've been learning recently, and I'm gonna talk about like ways of advertising that a lot of people know in the dropshipping space, but no one gives a like no one. These guys, okay, the dropshipping marketing level, because it's so saturated and you can't compete on the product, it's like literally like insanely high, right? The way they market, like in the dropshipping space, and I came from that space, so I know, right? And then these guys in freaking SaaS, they're out here like they're like right here, right? They're not very good at marketing, and the way they talk about marketing is incredibly, like, I don't know, it's like much less complex because they can actually compete on a product, and it's very like it's not incredibly hard to copy a software product, but it takes a lot more time, and if you don't know how to code yourself, it takes a lot more effort as well compared to like these guys who are drop shipping. You literally can't compete on the product. So what do you compete on? You or you're anyone who drop ships, bro. Like your website realistically doesn't really matter, right? The only thing is like the only thing is marketing. And I guess, yeah, like for me, how do you know I'm legit? By just looking at the info I put out. Like free, not freaking like selling you a course, right? I'm gonna start talking about like my strategies, because this is a diary at the end of the day. I want to look 2 years back and be like, all right, Mohsin, at that point he didn't understand this shit, he was wrong about this shit, or oh yeah, Mohsin, bro, like frick that, Mohsin actually realized something that I didn't know at a certain point in my life, like maybe 2 years in the future, because things are going well. I've stagnated, who knows? Or maybe I just lose money. Like most likely, none of this shit works out. I'm just freaking like waste my life away. This is very likely. Um, I don't know. Yeah, but like I was thinking about like all the pros and one other like con I have. Like I like to be pretty anonymous, right? I don't like people knowing exactly how much I make. Right now, I'm just losing money, so it's easy to tell people, yo, right, yo, this is how much I've lost money on. Like no one gives a shit when you're losing money. But once I start making money, I don't really want people to know how much I make, right? It just makes things weird. I don't want to be like these YouTubers, like who attract a certain crowd, just like selling a fake dream of a Lamborghini. And I don't know, like I've like, bro, like it genuinely put me like when my friend told me, yo, bro, just share your revenue and your monthly active users, or like your monthly signups, and you'll have a lot more credibility. And I thought about it, but and I talked to like two people about this, right? But then when I was about to make the video, bro, I just felt so weird. I felt weird enough to the point where I was thinking about it, thinking about it. And the end of all that thinking, I literally privated all my videos. Uh, so I don't think I'm the kind of guy who's gonna talk about like my numbers ever. Even when I was dropshipping, at the end I was talking about, oh yeah, this is how much revenue I did, because I realized those would get like more views, and people really cared more about uh like profits a lot more. But I don't know. I don't really like that, bro. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna treat like this shit as my diary. If you want to watch, if you think, if you want to watch, I'll try to make these videos slightly more entertaining, because the way I talked today, I think it's just a horrible way to communicate and a horrible way to like actually approach talking to anyone, right? So like if you were in front of me, if this is the way I talk to you, you'd probably think, yo, this guy's, I don't know. He's not very sociable. He doesn't really know how to convey his message well, and he's all over the place. Ideally, I don't want to do that, right? I want to improve my speaking skills. Like I started right there twice. Yeah, like ideally I would get better at storytelling. So I don't lose my core values. I actually get better at the core values I actually enjoy. And like shit like, oh, sharing a revenue number, selling you guys a dream. I don't want that, right? At the end of the day, I want myself at the end of all this to one day maybe, uh, I don't know, like one day if I make it, I just want you guys to know like what the hell goes on in someone's brain who actually made it, because I don't know any like SaaS founders. Like they make a video, they're like a 20-minute video of, oh yeah, we grew this shit from nothing to something, and they maybe have documented, and there's a documentary, but they don't really show you everything, right? Like it's just seeing the day to day is pretty incredible. Like I remember me doing this like myself with my channel, and I've seen others do it as well. Like I talk about one of the YouTubers I love, honestly, like with, and he helped me out a lot via Discord, free by the way. He didn't try to sell me shit. That's one of the reasons I actually think of him so greatly now. Braden Mason, right? He's a dropshipping YouTuber. When I was dropshipping and when I was trying to learn meta ads, he honestly helped me out a lot, right? So when I was in, when I watched his YouTube videos when I was like day zero of freaking drop shipping, and then you see him like switch to like his one brand, and then he talks about this brand, and then he talks about this one, and then he talks about another one, and then you just see his progression. And the funny part is I've seen my own progression that way as well. Like I remember when the first day I did meta, I was almost gonna cry. Like I was like, yo bro, I've literally like I don't even know how to connect my pixel. I remember there's a video on my channel. Literally, I didn't know how to connect my pixel. It was like a four, what was it? Like I was in with the customer support on Meta for like 2 hours. The lady was freaking incompetent as shit, and didn't help me like at all. And at the end, I figured out that yeah, the reason why the Meta pixel doesn't work is because your dumbass has ad blocker. So like it was nothing wrong with my implementation. It just was like the, because bro, like connecting your pixel on Shopify is you install an app and you just hit connect. Connecting your pixel on a SaaS, you don't have an app, bro. You gotta code that shit up from nothing. And like that's what I've done now, where I just use like Next.js's like template, and then I've just like improved upon that over time, because Next.js has a good template. Also, if you want like some quick tips, if you're gonna use Next.js template on meta ads, basically add more things to it. So like they're not gonna add like the zip code of the person, they're not gonna add a bunch of information about the customer. Try to add as much as possible. And also for purchases, do not do it by the client side, just do it in the backend, as in the like have a Stripe webhook or something, and have the webhook send a CAPI, which is like conversions API, conversions API request to Meta. If you don't know what I meant by that, and you're trying to run Facebook ads for your app slash your web app or like app or whatever, just put that into Claude and it will do it for you, right? Just remember what I said, or just replay it. That's like a quick tidbit. All right, like that's like honestly like me going into detail on that shit. Like I'd rather have stuff like that to talk about in these videos, because I honestly, after you know like you were gonna make privated videos where no one was gonna watch anyway, it's kind of freeing, right? Like I don't want to care about, oh, did anyone watch? I want to see like the same people again, because that's like the good things I like about having a community. I was thinking about like honestly having like a network of people you kind of know and people know you is probably helpful, right? Because I was thinking about, all right, let's say one of my startups does work out and I can hire someone. Who the hell was I gonna hire, right? Like you want to hire people who've been watching you, who know like you're an absolute dumbass. Yeah, like I don't know. Bro, this video is like 25 minutes long. If you're watching this far, let me know in the comments, bro. Because honestly, I have no faith. Like, I don't think these videos, especially like, yeah, the way I've been making them, like all my channel right now, except like the coding for 24 hours when I was like 15, bro. Like that shit was awesome, right? Like, yeah, like whatever, 16, something. Like that video was honestly the pinnacle of Mohsin making entertaining videos. But I guess I don't really care too much about being too entertaining yet. I don't know, maybe I should, because it was so fun. Like, I want to start doing stuff that just is just for fun, you know. I guess this is what that is kind of, but like doing like more. Like, imagine one of these days when I'm actually like making money, right? Like when I have time of leisure, I might speed run like a whole SaaS, you know, like in front of you. Damn, that would be sick. Like, fuck, man. All right, like, you know, like the same way, like, cause I'm from the dropshipping space, right? Do you know how like people are like making, speed running like a dropshipping store, and because everyone kind of, because like Shopify does a lot of stuff for you, like you really can't mess it up too much, right? I think speed running a SaaS is more of a black hole, because I've seen videos where people make like some boring ass shit about, oh yeah, this is how you make a SaaS. I spent 1 month making a SaaS. Here's me coding. No one wants to watch that shit, bro. Like, people want you to make some dumbass shit, see some sales, because a lot of times, even if you make something, like, these guys don't know how to market, right? So like they don't get customers. Honestly, damn. Okay, like as soon as I get like one of my brands or like one of my SaaSes to start making like consistent money, I think the second thing I want to kind of do for this channel would be like speed running a SaaS, to like, I don't want to do like one sale because that shit's like way too easy. Like maybe like 100, I don't know, 100's like a bit too much. I want to do it in like one day, right? Let's see, speed running a SaaS. Freaking, how many sales can I get day one? Shit. Honestly, bro, like 4 sales is like good enough, you know, like 4 to 5 sales for like 1 to 2 days of work. 4 to 5 sales. Nah, maybe less, bro. I don't know. Like, it depends on the budget, right? Like, at first, Meta really doesn't know your audience, so like it might just give it to the wrong audience, like a lot. Sometimes, like, bro, like nowadays, like on Instagram, people shit on you, right? So like people. Oh, I'm gonna share some tidbits about that as well, bro. Like, there's so many concepts. Once you know, like, no, like once you don't give a shit about like if people are going to watch or not, you start making videos for yourself. And I think in the long run, maybe that works out better for me, because there's things that like past version of me like a month ago doesn't know, that I would want him to know. And you're probably like similar, right? Like, I was watching like a month ago, I didn't even know how to freaking try to what's it called? Try to market a startup, because I was treating it at like, I was just following these guys' advices who have like 200K subscribers, like I'm saying, like one of the reasons I'm so mad at them is because they're shit at marketing, they're shit at running startups, and they're the ones doing like 1.5K rev, right? At first, before you made any money, like before you made your first sale, all you wanted to get is your first sale, because you somehow think if you get 1 sale, you can get 100 sales. Because this is a quote I have said before. If I get 1 sale, I can get 100 sales. If I get 2 sales, if I can get 100 sales, I can get 1,000 sales. If I can get 1,000 sales, I can get 100,000 sales. Maybe, right? Like, that is entirely possible. But will you lose money? Will you also be cutting down on opportunity costs, right? Like, maybe your avatar you're trying to sell to is actually a pretty dog shit avatar. Maybe if you switch your ROAS, instead of being a 1.1, maybe it could be a 2, right? Like, stuff like that. Yeah, I've been yapping for so long, bro. Bro, if you watched this far, bro, sir, say green hoodie bastard or something in the comments. I don't know if YouTube like freaking censors you if you actually swear. All right, maybe say like some other shit, like freaking brown beard or something. Like, you know, I don't want you to to comment and then YouTube censors you because you freaking swore in the comments or something like that, you know? Because I don't know, YouTube has weird moderation. Like, it's pretty, I don't know, YouTube is pretty pretty not, I don't know, they try to be family friendly, bro. All right, I'll see you guys later. If you've been watching me so far, like, okay, this is hopefully the last time I stop like privating my videos, because this is the only time I've really thought about it, and literally like all the negatives I was thinking about from like making YouTube videos again, they're no longer there, because I'm just not gonna share my numbers, and I'm not gonna share my revenue for at least as long as I can think. And that will like prevent a lot of the stuff I was worrying about. Like, one of them is just like, I don't know, bro, like, if I like, you never want, like, I don't know, like in real life, right? Do you really want people, like, right now I'm losing money, so it's easy for me to say, right now, but like in real life, do you want to really like go around and people knowing, all right, he makes this much, oh, I don't know. Like I'd rather be treated like as a homeless guy, you know, that like no one gives a shit about, is just getting treated the way like they want me to treat. Not like, oh yeah, this guy, I should now listen to him because he's special, you know. I don't know. It's weird. It's odd. It's an odd way to live life when people know, oh yeah, this is how many users he's getting. This is what he did today. Like I'm already sharing enough by like, oh, and another thing was like, should I be sharing exactly what my mechanisms are? But I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch these videos, right? These are gonna be super unless you're in the scene, a lot of the stuff I talk about, it's not really gonna help you. Like the meta thing, right? Like how to connect your meta pixel to your like custom SaaS. How are we gonna connect that? Like stuff like that. It's just like, even if I give information, like the majority of people who even can use it are never going to use the advice, and the people who do, like maybe I make like one or two competitors, like goated competitors against myself, that like are actually implementing everything I say. But the majority of people are just going to watch, you know. And who watches me? Like freaking 10 people. All right, 10 people including you, baby. All right, I'll see you guys. Oh, also, I might start using like weird shit, like weird terminologies in the beginning of my videos, because I was watching the video from like, the only video I really like on this channel a lot is the freaking 24 hours like coding challenge, which is, I was like 15 or something, and I talk about, or like the way I start the video is like, what's up, big boys and thick girls. I might start using that intro again. I don't know. I think it's funny, bro. Like also, I genuinely think I made that. I made that intro. I haven't seen anyone on YouTube anywhere like start videos like that. Oh, what up, big boys and thick girls? I don't know. It's pretty funny. Or I guess it's funny for a 16-year-old, and I guess me now, years later. All right, I'll see you guys there.